Be creative and be expressive is, I think it's appreciating the fullness that God made me.
Hello, and welcome to interview number 25 of Whatever. And tonight, we have another special guest, Rachel McClintick. Rachel, how are you tonight?
I'm great.
So,
Yeah.
Rachel, where are you from?
Well, I live in Hawaii right now, Curtistown, Hawaii.
And is that where you grew up?
No, I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area in Castro Valley, California.
Okay, so you grew up on the West Coast and now living and loving life in Hawaii. And Rachel, what do you do?
So I'm a Christian Science nurse.
Wonderful.
But
Uh,
here in Hawaii, I love to work in my garden and in my art studio.
Okay, so we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But so Rachel, did you grow up in a Christian Science Sunday school, or did you come to science later in life?
No, I grew up in Christian Science, in the Hayward Christian Science Sunday School.
Wonderful. And we know a lot of people who grow up in our Sunday schools don't necessarily stay with science. So how did you make Christian Science your own, Rachel?
Christian Science has always been my social life. It's always been where I feel most comfortable and most happy.
And did you have any healings involved with that decision to stay in science?
Yes, I've had many healings growing up. One of them was while I was a Christian Science nurse. I had the claim of strep throat, and I couldn't really talk. And I was very uncomfortable. It was hard to eat or drink water. And I had called a practitioner, but that wasn't working. And finally, I had the humility and called my Christian Science teacher. And she told me, I'm happy to take your case, and I give you an assignment. And your assignment is to, every time the pain comes to thought, every time, I want you to affirm, I love life, and God would not give you anything God would not give me anything I cannot handle. And so I agreed to my assignment, and every time the pain seemed to rear its head, I affirmed out loud with joy and vigor. That was part of the assignment, to affirm out loud with joy and vigor, I love life, and God would not give me anything I cannot handle. And I faithfully did my assignment. She told me to call me back in 2 hours. And 90 minutes later, I called her back, rejoicing that all the symptoms were gone. Now,
yes, I remember you told me about this healing. It's pretty powerful, and thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, God is life. God is my life, and God is the source of my health. Yeah.
Okay, so now we come to my favorite part of the interview. You touched on it before. Whatever is that you love to work in your art studio.
Yeah.
So Rachel, why do you love to do that?
I love to express creativity, and I love color. I've done all sorts of art forms, many art forms in my life.
So it sounds like you just doing all different types of art is just your way of expressing soul, I guess, in everything you do, right?
For sure. Yeah.
And how have you grown spiritually because of your love of all your different art forms?
To be creative and be expressive is, I think it's appreciating the fullness that God made me.
So, Rachel, have you had any healings associated with your love of art?
I think that that being willing to be more open and bold is kind of a healing.
Okay, that's absolutely growth in our character, right? Well, Rachel, this has been a wonderful interview. You are amazing in your demonstration. And I know you're doing a lot of good work in your branch church out there in Hawaii. And thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Paul. Have a great night.
You too.